Hello and welcome to MGP247. I'm Kev, and with me, as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna, and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Can't believe people have had to survive nearly 3 weeks without a podcast. Oh, it must have been terrible while I've been ill. How have you all managed to cope without listening?
Wait a minute.
What?
Have you not been putting them out?
Do what?
We've been recording them.
Have you?
Yeah. I sent them to you.
Did you?
Are you really joking, Kevin?
I just assumed they were like get well soon messages, and I just didn't bother listening to them.
Half of them were.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
all right.
If you paid attention and listened to them,
my secretary will finish listening to them at some point and let me know roughly what the content was. So, yeah. So I was supposed to release them, was I?
Yeah, I think you were. Yeah.
But I wasn't on them. What was the point?
Well, people like other things than you.
I find that very hard to believe. Oh, you crazy. This is what happens when I'm away for a couple of weeks. You start getting crazy thoughts like that in your head. We'll sort you out, you rascal. Oh, don't worry, I'm back now. Anna's here too. We're both back. Anna, why weren't you on the last 2 weeks' shows?
I just wanted the rest. I have enough of you hacking and coughing that I just thought, I don't want to send you outside. I don't want to send you up to bed because I won't see you otherwise. So, yeah, I just spent the evening.
What?
I did give him a bath.
She washed my hair and everything.
And conditioned
while I was poorly.
Because I'm nice.
I find it a little bit unusual how often you groom him.
I haven't had a bath for years. And now
you stink.
And I remembered why, because after she was finished bathing me and washing my hair, I couldn't get out of the bath. I don't know how you people who take baths do it.
Didn't we had this discussion a year ago? I told you you're supposed to roll out.
Yeah, but I can't. I can't roll over. It's too small. I remember. I'm basically my knees are up in the air. So if I try and roll over onto my side, because I'm having to scrunch up because it's not long enough, there's not enough width for me to have my knees bent at the angle I need to bend at. So there's no way for me to roll over in the bath.
Well, no, but your right leg's supposed to go out of the bath.
Well, in the end, both legs went out of the bath, and Anna had to pull me. And we basically pivoted me over the edge of the bath, and that was the only option.
Did you shout pivot as she did it?
Yeah, how else would she know to pivot? As you can hear, my voice still isn't fully back either. It drops out occasionally. It's very upsetting, this illness I've had.
After I bumped into you at Tesco's the other day, I thought to myself, he didn't say a single word when I was trying to... I went, all right, how you doing? And you just sort of fumbled about with your shopping. I went, shall I just leave you to it? And you just gave me this nod of like, I don't have a voice box anymore. And I was thinking, I've seen him record this morning. I know he can talk. You've just kind of gone, yeah, I'm an invalid. Bye. It's very weird.
I was dropping my shopping everywhere. That was I was trying to save 5p by not having a carrier bag. So I was trying to...
Oh, no, I got that. You actually inspired me when I came to it. Do you want a bag? I thought it's only 3 items. I've seen a man carry way more than this.
Yeah. I'm quite adept at carrying all that stuff. Most of it was tissues and flu medication, probably, because I was a poorly boy. Still got. If anyone wants to help me out, I've still got a Tesco bag full of snotty tissues at the side of my bed that no one seems to be getting rid of. So if anyone wants to come and get rid of that out of our bedroom, I'd quite like that to be gone.
Oh, you're disgusting. No wonder everybody else getting ill because you're so annoying.
About to say, the trick here is, Kev. You wait until your next promotion interview, and then you just sprinkle them all over the person you're up against. Then they catch a cold. Do it a week in advance.
What an interesting concept that is.
Germ warfare.
Yeah, I like it. I might get on board with that. So it's been a couple of weeks. I hear people have been recording in our absence. Have we missed anything significant? Give us a recap. I assume that the Kev and Anna fan club are back this week as well, so they need a recap as well. Can we have a previously on MGP? What have we missed? What are the latest running gags that I need to be aware of?
Sheepdog drops an F-bomb about an hour and a bit into it and see if you catch it.
No, he better not. Not any of that nonsense.
Anything else, Sheepdog? I can't think of that. We talked quite a lot. We went quite a while, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought it was quite... We had a good chat about bits and bobs. I come up with a new weight loss regime that involves me getting high on bleach fumes.
That's right. Yep, I forgot
Um,
about that.
Why
Yeah.
are you
How's that
using
going on?
bleach?
To clean.
Well,
What, in your mouth?
No, I didn't say that. I said inhale the fumes.
If you're into
not-
cleaning, do you want to come and sort a bag of tissues that's next to my bed?
I thought we agreed they're going to be your germ warfare plan.
Who says that's not what I'm instigating right now?
Well, I'm immune to that kind of shenanigans. I can't think what else we really talked about. It's been a week. I don't remember after the episode, to be fair, but I enjoyed them.
Well, that's all right then.
Definitely.
I suppose we better. Here's old Kev trying to have a catch up with everyone who's not spoken to him for a few weeks. No one's checked I'm all right now.
No,
I live with you.
How are you getting on, Anna? You all right?
Things could be better, but I'm just going through doing what I gotta do. But
Daily grind of being kind of married to Kev.
Yeah, but that's the fun part.
Hey, I'm the fun part. Thank you.
No
Thank
wonder
you.
she's depressed.
I'm bowing in my garage right now. Where, by the way, it's t-shirt weather in the garage now because I've got the heater positioned differently, and it now heats the whole garage rather than just that tiny little area next to my foot that it used to heat before. In fact, I think this is the first time I've done a podcast in my new garage setup, where I can swing my arms around and all sorts. I can stamp my feet and not be mushing Coke cans. It's a wonderful thing in here now. Like
Tomorrow I'll be in there trying to get rid of all the ice.
We could all sit in here around a big table and do a podcast now. I've got so much space. It's amazing.
But have to travel though.
Well, that's his problem.
Mm-hmm. We're in the process of salvaging our website for no real reason.
What website?
Now. The one that you let just fall off the face of the earth.
No. He asked you. You had no objections.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
I did.
Yes, he did.
I've got the text to prove
there.
it. I showed Anna the text when you asked about it again the other day. I texted him in early January and said, is there any reason why I need to renew our website? Because otherwise I'm just going to cancel it because we don't use it. And you said, I can't think of any. And then
I did think of one.
A week later, after it's all cancelled, I want my email address back. Oh dear, I can't do the sheepdog voice with my vocal cords the way they are. So,
I didn't think you'd actually do it.
Well, it was quite simple.
Yes.
Yeah, but I ask him a lot of things.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah. But I decided I didn't want to pay any money anymore. I'm done with spending money. Got to tighten the belt. Stop my trousers falling down. Right, video games then. Do we still talk about that on this show, or is it moved away from all that?
No, yeah, I actually completed a game this week.
Interesting.
What? Oh, I know what game you did. Yeah.
He watched it on YouTube, presumably.
I had to after I'd completed it. I wasn't very impressed. So I completed Final Fantasy 15, and I thought it was really odd because at the end the characters were talking, and then
they were dead.
No, it was like they were having a conversation about something or other, and then lyrics from a song started coming up as the subtitles, and there was no song, and then it was just silent credits, and then it did a silent after scene that had a bit of talking in it, and I just thought this seems like a really bizarre way to finish it after watching all the ending cinematics and whatnot. So I looked up on YouTube what the ending should have been like for normal people, and it had Stand By Me playing the whole way through the ending and them talking and all these clips of them doing bits and bobs. Whereas for me, it was just a silent movie. And I definitely didn't have my telly on mute. I checked. God. It was just really bizarre. I was just sat there thinking, well, this is great. Mine's screwed up. I thought it was playing dialogue from earlier in the game by mistake, but it turns out it does play dialogue from earlier in the game underneath the song. So I'm just trying to get my dog to stop whining. But yeah, it was a great ending, a great story, really pleased. I don't really see the point in the can't remember the right word. There's a dog in it that can let you play old parts of the game. So when you've completed it, it offers you the option to use that feature to go back and do other things, like a chapter 15, as it were. And I just couldn't see the point, really. I was sat there thinking, well, yeah, I've really enjoyed this, and I wish there was more game, but I don't see the point in talking to the dog and traveling back in time. And yeah, what's going to happen? What's the point? So I didn't do it. But no, I think you're really close to the end, really. You've only got a couple of bits left to do. That's why I kept saying to you, push on with it, because once you get past where you are, you've got basically a mission and a half, and you're done. I
went, like, before you talked to me, I went to it this week, and it just annoys me. It that bit where I'm on just mad in. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I have no weapons.
It does tell you, though. You got that. So, right. I got to that bit and I knew instantly that was where you were stuck. You get in a room and you're on your own and you got no weapons, and you put a ring on and you can use it to suck the life out of your enemies. Are you past that bit?
No, I'm just in a corridor. And these
a little further on, there's these corridors with these random like
holes.
What?
Could be hole. What? Where you hide?
Yeah. So that bit, there's a thing trawling the halls, and you can either fight it or hide from it. And I just didn't hide from it because it tells you, if you every time it goes to attack you, if you dodge with X, it'll cast a spell on it from your ring, and it'll hurt it. So I just walked up to it, let it try and attack me, dodged it, killed it. Job done. Carried on walking. Every time they appeared, I just saw it as an opportunity to level up. I was on that bit for literally no time. I didn't realise that was the bit that was foxing you. I thought it was going to be something else. There's some bits later on that similar in terms of you have to figure out how to do it, but you get a really cool ability where if you hold, I think it's trigger and Y, everything on the screen that is an enemy that is under a certain power level will just be sucked into destroyed. So you can just clear out packed up areas with that move. So yeah, I just think you need to get through that bit by following the moves the ring gives you.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it just I think once you get through that bit, it's a couple of videos, and then it sets it up for the end of the game, basically.
I see. I know I'm not far, but
are you going to finish it this weekend?
Probably. Really I've got lots to do this weekend.
You could be doing 4 in Feb by completing that and whatever else you're on. I found the end boss a little. I mean, there were some hard bits, like not hard bits, but long bits to the end bosses. But the very end boss, it just seemed like all I needed to do was button mash a little bit, and I was a bit like, okay, I'm glad I've reached this now, and I don't have to like pause it or wait or anything. I'll just hammer through it, and the job's done. But that's quite normal, I suppose. The last bosses are always a little bit like that in these games, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess. The boss fights weren't a problem. I didn't find them hard. I just thought I found them laborious, to be honest. Like I did that big, this one that's after the boat, and it was just stupid. I couldn't understand. It was so easy. It was just pointless. I don't know. I just didn't gel with the game very well. That's me on Final Fantasy.
Does that mean if he's finished it and you're not going back to it, we never have to talk about Final Fantasy again?
Probably.
No, because I've just started it.
Oh, for goodness sake, Pam! Why would you do that? Is this Sheepdog's fault? Is this what you two have been nattering about when I've not been here to adjudicate?
There was a lot of Final Fantasy talk going on for the last 2 weeks, yeah. Because I've also watched the film.
What film? There's no film.
Yeah, there's a film that is the prelude to this. It's supposed to explain stuff. It kind of does, but yeah. So do you want a brief update of what I've done this week?
I'd love one. Yeah, because more Final Fantasy, please.
I've only just tonight I've finished chapter 2, so that's how far I'm into it. So I've not played that much. I've played about another 2 hours of it. After last week when I just put the game down when it said don't want to get on the boat, and I went, I was told not to get on the boat. So I stayed away from a boat, and then Sheepdog assured me last week, no, you're not getting on that boat. Don't worry about it. Just carry on playing. So I just put it. So I got back on it this week, and I really like it. To me, does anyone else have like the shades of like? It feels like a little bit like as a twinge of the Romeo and Juliet film from the 90s, not 96. It just has a twinge of that for me. Like the geezers riding around in a car with some wacky clothes on. So that's what it reminds me of a little bit to me. And the way the names of all the characters and the way they talk to each other, I find it. I do like it. Last thing I did before I saved it, I fought a boss, which was a guy in a little mech suit, I think. And that was
yeah.
That was a nuisance. That is pretty much.
I did him in like one move because it was just he's mech lightning him.
I don't know how to get lightning. I've absorbed lightning, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Do I need to do something else with that? I don't know. But anyway, I just beat the hell out of him. It's the first time I've actually had to use potions and stuff. So, yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I will continue that. I won't bring it up every week now because I don't know how much more. You know what I mean? I'll probably keep playing it, but anyway, yeah, I'll shut it up now. If you finish Sheepdog and Anna's on the verge of finishing it, you don't need to come back to me every week for this now.
Promise.
No guarantees. If something cool comes up or I'm stuck somewhere, I will consult the professionals.
For something cool to come up, I think we're safe.
Oh no! Hang on, no. Remember this. EGX.
This is the man who talks about Football Manager every week, mate. I think we're safe to know what his level of cool is. You're free to do what you want, really.
Hey, I've got a new game to talk about in a minute. It's exciting stuff.
It's that other management game you were banging on about, isn't it?
It's not a management game. It's
There we go.
I've been playing Total Extreme Wrestling 2016, I think it is, which is a game where you're not a manager at all. You're a promoter of a wrestling organisation. And I would say that there may be the odd similarity here and there between it and Football Manager, but it's a rather... I don't even know if I enjoyed it. I was playing it... Was it last weekend, Anna? I was sat playing this for like 6 hours and had got into full-on Football Manager mode with it, had my spreadsheets on the go, and you basically have to plan all the... I've only got the demo. I haven't bought the full game, but you get 2 months in game as part of the demo, and that is enough game time to fill a weekend. It's ridiculous. So you get your roster of wrestlers, and I downloaded a mod to get the current WWE roster, and it's got all the other wrestling companies in the world as well, and you can then sign players from sign wrestlers from other companies and do all that fiddling around, messing around with contracts, all the Football Manager goodness. But then it's all about planning each wrestling show each week, which is 6 hours of wrestling on telly. And then I got as far as the Royal Rumble and planned that and realised that I'd spent probably 6 or 7 hours planning 1 month of wrestling, because there's so much faffing about involved in planning one episode of Raw, picking who's going to wrestle who and who's going to win and how are they going to win and who you're going to have. You have to pick who's going to be the backroom man who helps them plan the match. You have to select the referee, and if someone's going to come and interfere, you select that. Then you have to plan the little interviewee microphony bits as well. And
you're hurting me here, making me think this is all fabricated in real life, Kev.
Well, you can set the matches up so that you can let the wrestlers decide who wins. So you do have that there as an option. But it was just it was nicely complicated. But I think what I would have liked is the option to, in the same way as in Football Manager, you have the Ask Assistant Manager to pick the team button that you can use if you can't be bothered to faff around for ages and ages. I would like a Ask Triple H to book Raw for me this week, please. And I'll just turn up for Royal Rumble and WrestleMania and do them. And it doesn't seem to have that in there as an option. But, I mean, the game itself is like 15 quid, so I think at some point I may take the plunge on it. But I did get like 6 or 7 hours in, have all my spreadsheets on, and just turned to Anna and said, I'm turning it off now because I don't know if I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the spreadsheet and the thinking about wrestling more than I'm enjoying playing this game. I think I could probably turn the game off and just sit here and plan wrestling each week, and it would be just as enjoyable. I don't think I need the game on there, because it's the same as Football Manager. You don't actually see any wrestling happen. You don't have any control over what's happening in the matches. You just pick who's playing who, what style they're going to do, and then it tells you whether the fans enjoyed it or not, basically. And that's the extent of it, and how much.
So why on earth did you need Excel open for this?
Because I had to plan it all. You can't. Same as with Football Manager. You got to put your level of planning in there. I have extensive notes to make. So basically, I decided at the start what my Royal Rumble main event was going to be, who my Final Four were going to be, who was going to be in my tag team match or my Intercontinental title match. And then I had to plan back 4 weeks to set those feuds up to make sure that it was right at fever pitch when it hit Royal Rumble. So they were the matches that people wanted to see. You can't just put any two schmucks together and think people are going to be excited about seeing them fight. You've got to have weeks of build-up of them rushing into each other's matches and hitting each other with chairs and flirting with each other's girlfriends. And
that doesn't need a spreadsheet, though. You just
it
do
does.
it.
No.
Maybe for you.
I had like 8 or 9 overlapping storylines on the go, and making sure that everyone got the right amount of screen time. Because if you don't give everyone part of every show, then people start getting upset, and you've got all the morale stuff that you have to deal with. It is incredibly complicated. It is more complicated than Football Manager. It is mad. And I can see how people get completely lost in it and throw loads of hours into it. But it's, I don't think I actually need the game to get the bit that I was enjoying. I was just enjoying booking wrestling properly.
Do you think we could do our own British WWF?
Easy peasy. Although there's several of them already.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Have the What Culture Wrestling people. They've just got 1 million subscribers. They're the second biggest wrestling channel on YouTube. They're British. And
they though?
They are, and they have their own wrestling promotion now.
Do they though?
They do, and that's British. And
they though?
They are. Well, some of them are.
Yeah, see, I knew it. All comes out after a bit of grilling from old sheepdog.
What? So you're going to do your British version of wrestling, but only let British wrestlers in it?
Yeah.
Do you not let anyone famous come in?
No, because you're making famous
This is
yourself.
why you'd fail at Total Extreme Wrestling. You need the established stars
No. You establish your own stars, BBC style.
By then, you've gone out of business.
Nah.
The game wouldn't allow that kind of nonsense. You need to have the right mix of established superstars developing the other ones, so you build your own stars organically, so that when The Undertaker moves on, you have someone else to step into his place. This was all in the spreadsheet. I had my 5-year plan in there and everything.
Yeah, but I could just hire Olympians to do that. Established British wrestling Olympians.
I don't think that's a thing that exists. Name me a British wrestling Olympian.
I couldn't name you an Olympian.
There you go.
But I could. But, I'd Google it.
Let's see. Well, anyway, it was fun. Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. If you want to have a go on it, there's a 2-month in-game demo available from their website. If you just Google Total Extreme Wrestling, you'll find it on there. And you can download all the mods and everything on the demo, so you don't need the full game to get the real-life mods, because the standard version of the game doesn't have any of the licensing or anything, so you have to download the mod to get all the proper wrestlers and stuff in there. And if you want a completely free version of the game, I think the 2005 version is available completely free on their website. And again, you can download the mods into that as well. So the actual gameplay and the wrestlers that you'd have would be exactly the same as the current one. It'd just be slightly less feature-packed, which, bearing in mind how overwhelming the features were in the game, I'm actually tempted to download that one and try and do it a little bit simpler and see if that works a little bit better for my confused mind. But go and check it out if you have even a passing interest in wrestling or spreadsheet games. It's for you. You just got.
Why don't you make a game, a Lelujo game, where it's about managing someone who's playing too many management sims, and
there's no such thing as too many management sims. That's why that couldn't be a thing that happens.
But you could have them. They've got to have enough coffee. They've got to have a decent enough computer. They've got to have. It works.
You make that game, and we'll split the proceeds on it. You can license me for making that game.
You won't be worth it.
We'll see. 10,000 subscribers these days, little fella. I made myself a hat.
Mm-hmm.
I did. It's a great hat. I got a party hat that I bought when I got to 5,000 subscribers, but upgraded it by getting a Sharpie and writing 10K on it.
I'm sure you did.
It's a very impressive hat. It sits on my desk at work now.
I'm sure it is.
Right, that's me gaming. That's my last 4 weeks worth of gaming, aside from Football Manager. I played that one game for one afternoon.
You are terrible.
Anna, what have you been playing?
What are you playing right now?
Homefront: The Revolution.
And what on
And
earth is
did
that?
you?
I played this last year in May, and I hated it. I got
So you bought it
past.
again?
I got past the first area the first time, and I hated the red areas. There's basically red, and then I bought it again this week for like £9. So because I'm bored. So you have red areas and you have yellow areas. Your red areas are a bit more dangerous, and you have to basically do missions and take over strongholds and stuff. And in the yellow areas are where the people live, and you have to do like an uprising. And the story is you buy all your tech in the future from Korea. Is that the word? Is that
Korea?
Yeah.
The country.
You buy all like your tech from them, and because they were bringing out all this good tech, and then one day they just had enough, and basically every piece of technology that you owned had a backdoor, and they flipped the switch and everything went kaput, and they take over the world basically because of the backdoor they had in all the technology.
Do you know that pretty much happens in real life all the time?
Yeah, kinda. But this time it actually happened, and they take over, and they
I mean, the world domination bit doesn't happen in real life. I mean,
no, but
the backdoors for governments
Mhm.
time. I keep getting updates on that at work. It's quite funny.
So that's happened, and basically you are the revolution. You're against what they've been doing, and you want to take back the power. So you do through going through your red zones and doing the yellow zones with the uprising. Just the first time it didn't gel with me. It didn't work very well. It just had a bunch of problems, but they've sorted them out a little bit. I still get juddering sometimes, but I'm bored, so I am playing games I've already played just to get through them and curb my boredom a little bit.
What made you decide to go back to this one? Because to me, it's just bizarre that you have a game that you didn't like a year ago and you go and give it another chance and buy it again.
Because I've heard that they didn't update the game, but they updated the visuals. It didn't work very well the first time, and it did my head in, and I didn't understand the game. I didn't understand why I was taking over these places. I just didn't understand. And then I just thought, right, I know I remembered it. I thought, right, I'm just going to go back to it. I need something to do. So I got it for £9. I'm going through it. It's great. It's fine. It's easy enough. It's just a shooty game.
Your review of that went from it's great, it's fine, it's good enough, it's easy, it's just a shooter. In my scale, that was progressively worse.
I know, it's just giving me. I want to keep playing it. Like I didn't come off it last night till 2:30 in the morning, so I was just wanted to get through it, and because like the sections when you're in the yellow areas, I like that because it's like you're sneaking around and you're breaking things you're breaking.
Sounds
the
like me trying to go to the toilet in the middle of the night.
You're breaking the military things that they have set up in these towns, and everyone is like, "Oh, you from the revolution," and blah blah, and like it's all secretive. And then I like taking over that area because you have certain checkpoints that you have to get, and then you just take them over, and then your team swoop in, and it's all got in there, and then the military's like chased out of that area. So I like the completionist in me wants to get rid of all the red areas in the map. So that's what I'm doing. So it's a bit like when the first Watch Dogs was out, where you'd have to go to each tower to get that area unlocked. I've got that game coming as well in the next couple of days, because I like that game, Watch Dogs, the first one.
Oh, right, okay.
Because yeah, I liked that. I liked it that when it came out. I liked the second one. I finished the second one. It was glorious. Everything I wanted to be. I don't know why people are being mean about it, saying it's childish. I liked
Watch Dogs
it.
2?
Mhm.
I think it's universally well liked, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say a bad thing about it.
People, yeah, I've just heard like.
I think
she's
heard me say bad things about it because.
No, just people aren't saying, "Oh, it's a bit childish." They're trying to be funny, but I liked it. I liked all of it. I thought
compared to the first one, where it was very dour and a bit like bland, it is much better than the second.
It's very bland.
It stands out more. Yeah.
Yeah, it's silly in places, but I like that. I like a game that.
Yeah, you need a right amount of silly in games at times.
Yeah. So
it doesn't go too far either. It doesn't go completely insane, but it's got the right amount of it for me.
So yeah, I like that. I'm waiting for the DLC for that to come out. I won't pay the £30 season pass because I don't want all the cars. I just want the DLC. So I'm waiting for that. So I'm holding on to that game. I played some Resident Evil 7.
Oh yes, tell us about that.
I got it day one. I put it in, and after about 10 minutes, I can't play this. There is children. You cannot play this with children around. No. Like the first 10 minutes, fine. And then it was like, oh, no. So I played it at night time. I don't find it that scary, to be honest. Yeah, I jumped twice I probably played half of the game.
Right.
And one time was because both the times I wasn't expecting. Well, the first time I was expecting something, but I didn't quite know where it's coming from. And the second time I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. A jump scare, and then I was like, okay, that's fine. But I don't find it scary at all. It's a stealthy game, which I don't mind.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't mind that, but it's not its roots. It's because it's first person for starters. That's different. That's weird.
But there's lots of puzzles which remind me of.
Yeah. There's puzzles, but
Resident Evil game.
They said they were going back to the roots, and it just seems a bit because you're just ordinary. There's nothing about you. You know what I mean? You're just an ordinary person.
Don't talk to Pab like that. He's lovely. He's special in his own way.
But I haven't had the itch to go back to it. I played it for about 5-6 hours. I think I'm over halfway through, but I just haven't had the itch to go back to it.
Who was your last family member then?
I got through the first two bosses. Yeah. And then I got to a caravan, and then I stopped.
Right. Okay. So I've not even playing this. I'm just watching people play it on playthroughs. I don't like them. I don't like scary games, so I'm just watching. So there's a fair amount to go. To be fair. You probably are just under half, maybe about halfway through.
Have you watched the whole game on a playthrough then, Pab?
Oh,
not all of it. I'm on about. I reckon there's probably another hour's worth of the game for me to watch.
It fascinates me that people do that. It's so confusing.
I've done that for loads of games.
Really? You've watched the whole game
You did it, Kev, with Injustice, you cheeky swine.
Well, no, I took all the game bits out. I watched a video that was just the cutscenes.
I've watched people play Dark Souls and Bloodborne all the way through because I don't want to play them games, but I want to experience it. So I just watch somebody else play it and tell me about it as well because I have no I have no interest in them kind of games because they annoy me.
And
But I
Kev, you've
want
literally
to
built a
be.
channel around click and continue while a bunch of people watch you do
Well,
it.
that's what I mean, because I'm not. I don't think people are watching for the game. They're watching.
That's
they're
partly
watching
what
for
I'm
the
doing.
story.
I'm doing it for the personalities that are playing it as well.
Okay.
I enjoy having the people who I'm watching play it as well, because I know full well they don't. Basically, the channel I'm watching do it. They have put there's a group of people doing it.
Give them a
and they have put
shout
someone
out, Pab. Tell us the channel you're watching on.
I don't know the name of the channel
you're
off
a
the top of my head.
monster.
I subscribe. I just know the picture on the thing. I think it's Jesse Cox who I watch, but I don't know. I think that's his channel anyway. But there's a group of them, and they put the one that doesn't want to play it in front of the game and goes play it. And he is like the reluctant player of the game, while everyone else behind him trying to figure out the puzzles. So I'm just enjoying it because I know full well I'm never going to play it because it's not for me. But yeah, I'm enjoying just watching someone else play it. Yeah.
Splendid. What else have we got then, games wise, boys and girls?
I did play. I don't know why I got an itch to play like a strategy game, sort of. I don't know why. So I got. Have you ever heard of the Anno games?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an Anno game, and it's like a city builder, but like industrial city builder, where you have to like build. I don't know. This one is based in the future, so the year 2205, and you basically building a portal to the moon to then colonize the moon. So you have to then start off like building like robot factories, and but then to get the robot factories, you have to have workers. So you build a colony of people for houses and what have you, and then the people need food, so you have to build like farms for them to get food. And then you need to upgrade them houses, but then they need upgrading, so they need better products. So then you have to build a juicing factory so they can have juice. And then you have to go and get ores. So you have to go to the coals, and you need power. So you need to go to the wind turbines or something like there's like you put like a wave machine on the coast, and it generates electricity, and it just like spirals like that, and it snowballs like that. And you got to do this to do that, then to do this, and then to upgrade that to do to this, and then at a certain point, then goes there's like sort of mini objectives in the game, and like NPCs come up, similar to something like Civ, and this is where I started getting a bit like confusing to me, because then it then said, "Oh, you need to help me destroy this. These ships are coming in." And then it says, "Oh, where's your ships?" And then I'm like on a tactical, I don't even know what they're called now, like tactical RPG, where I'm just like circling a load of ships and pointing them around the map, telling them to go over there, left and right, to destroy ships, and that's where it kind of lost me. I was just happy just building my farms and upgrading my town, and I was like, maybe I should just go back to SimCity, because that's where I lost a lot of time in SimCity, as I know you did, Kev.
I did. It was excellent fun.
Yeah, and then everyone slagged it off, and then I just stopped playing
Well,
it.
everyone was wrong, because that game was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. That's the only time, probably since Borderlands, that me and Anna have stayed up playing a game together until like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was brilliant, SimCity. We bought a laptop so that we could both play at the same time.
Yeah, I remember
we were enjoying that game so much.
You were skeptical, weren't you, before?
Yeah.
And I remember being really thrilled because I'd been making a deal out of it coming out, and I was shocked when you both just become way more hooked on it than I. Do you know what I mean? You kind of went full crazy on it, but then I guess you burnt out on it as quickly as your passion grew, didn't it? Really?
Yeah, it seems like just I was similar. I went like very hot and heavy on it. It just went. I lost days to it, and then just dropped off it completely and never went back to it really.
Well, there wasn't much variety to it, was there? Once you finished
yeah, that's it.
There wasn't really a second way to go about doing it.
You got to a certain side of the tent, and went, go build another one.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want to expand on this one. And he went, no, let's go build another one. And you're like, no. Anyway, go build another one. I'm just going to turn you off now. And then that's about it, really. But I don't know. I might go back to it. I tried with City Skylines, and I kind of like that one, but it's just not the same. There's something too.
It was too complicated.
A little bit of that, yeah. There was a little bit of that. Maybe I didn't give it enough of a chance, but Anno for me is a very good game. I can see the caliber in the game, but it just seems like there's too many things going on at once, and that's where it loses me because it gets very hectic, and I'm like, oh god, fighting ships, trying to keep people happy, keep food processing going, send stuff up to the moon. I'm like, oh god, I can't be doing with this. So I played a couple of hours of that, and then I might go back to it at some point, but not anytime soon. 4 in February.
I bought a game.
Oh, go on, Anna.
I purchased Yakuza 0.
Oh, have you played it?
Yeah.
What on earth is
I'm
Yakuza
interested
Zero?
in this.
Oh my god!
Yakuza series?
You haven't mentioned this to
Crazy.
me.
This is a weird game.
Yeah.
So I bought it. Well, I looked at someone playing. I thought, oh, this looks good. This looks right up my street. So I bought it. I put it in. This game is set in the 80s in Japan, Tokyo, I believe, and it is all in Japanese. Every single voice you hear is Japanese, so there is a lot of reading in this game, which is annoying because I don't have the coordination to read and know what's happening on the screen. I don't know why.
Can you dub it? Is there not like an option in the settings?
No, it's all Japanese. I read an interview and there's like, because they want to keep the authenticity of it. I was like, okay. So I played it and it is like, what's it called? Solid Snake? What's his name?
Metal Gear.
It's Metal Gear. It's like that game where the cutscenes take forever.
Yeah. Imagine it's quite a story-driven game. Yeah,
they take forever. So you're reading and you're trying to watch, and it's just like so bizarre. I've only played a couple of hours because I haven't. When I read, I only read when I go to bed. So after a lot of reading, I feel really tired. So I only play it in Arrowverse. But I got to do some free roaming, and there are arcades that I can go into.
Yeah.
And you can play old Sega games, so it's like games within games. I spent most of my time at the Claw games.
Yeah. How'd you get on with them?
I liked them. I had to go and ask them to refill them because I got everything. I spent such a long time and then you win the stuff, but you can't do anything with them. They just sit there, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Yeah,
this Yakuza character who kills people is in the arcade on the teddy grabbers.
Which is so weird.
Great.
But I want to push on with it, but I just need to be in the right frame of mind, because apparently there's a lot of nakedness, and like the fighting is quite brutal. Like you have I don't know what it's like, a spirit animal maybe. I'm not quite sure, but you can have different stance, so you can be a brawler or like a fast kind of fighter.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can change
styles.
You can change them on the fly, and then when you fill up a meter, you can pull off these really brutal moves, and it's like, oh, that's weird. And as you're fighting them, and when you beat them, money just balls everywhere. So as you're fighting them, you're gaining money, because you gain like millions of pounds in this game. I've seen people with like 100 million pounds in their like account thing, and I was like, that's insane. So the story is just, you want to leave because a murder happened, and then you're gonna prove yourself innocent or somewhat. You get to walk around. As you walk around, just random enemies will come at you, so it will come up on the screen. Delinquents or men in black will and it will pop up on the screen, then you have to fight them like you know the old Batman things, when things will come up on the screen. It's a bit like that.
Yeah.
You have to beat them up, and then there's these things, they're normal men, but in that that culture, they're called giants because they're a bit taller than everybody else. Because I don't know, but they're called shakedown men or something. And when they come at you, you can avoid them. So you'll see them on corners, and if they get in a fight with you, they take your money. So you have to be careful because they can take all of your money if they beat you down. So you have to be careful. But it's just such a random game. I know there's bowling and stuff to do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
To
it's
me,
a bit of a weird game.
It reminds me of like a mixture between like a GTA and Shenmue.
I never played Shenmue. So.
Shenmue seemed like it had lots of weird options and like jobs and like say arcades and stuff that you think like, why is this in the game? This is just a random activity that you can do that just takes you like away from the game.
It's supposed to be real world, wasn't it, Shenmue?
Well,
yeah, well, it seems to me it seems a little bit like that.
Well, I thought it'd be like Sleeping Dogs because of the way of the setting and stuff, but it's a little bit away from the realness of that because it's not as action adventure. It is. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just such a weird game. There is invisible walls that annoys me because we shouldn't have invisible walls where you just like it's weird. I don't expect it in these kinds of games.
They just
it's just a random game.
It's very much a Japanese developed game. It's like what there's 5 or 6 in the series now, isn't it? I think that one. It's a very much long-standing traditional game, and it's Sleeping Dogs is to me an Americanized version of Yakuza to me because, like I said, that was made in America. Yakuzas are made in Japan, and like I say, it is very reminiscent of the older games as well. So it doesn't surprise me that it is. But I imagine it's still quite good.
It's all funny games. I'll go through it just to get the story. The story is quite intriguing about the culture and what they do over there. So, and I wasn't alive in the 80s. I was only just born, so I didn't get that vibe back then. So I'll go for it now.
You were alive for 5 years of the 80s.
Yes, but I wasn't aware of the culture.
You're my age, and I remember the 80s.
Oh, good for you.
You weren't studying Yakuza, though, sheepdog.
Well, not always. Yeah, I guess so.
I also because I'm just going through my list now. I also purchased Stardew Valley.
Oh yeah.
On PlayStation
Are you getting on with
that? For the first week, I was on it constantly, but I can't make any money. I just seem to lose a lot of money. Like I don't even have a lot of crops. I don't quite understand how to make any money. So
it's weird. It's like a weird there is an economy in the game where it's like sometimes certain crops cost more. It's like there's like a stock sort of thing where like certain times crops are low in price, so you buy low, sell high, and all that sort of thing. And there is a real strategy to that game, which is hidden below like the base level of the game, which is crazy. There's so much depth to that game. It's insane.
It's got it for what it is. Like it is just this really old looking game, but there is a lot to it. Like I've gone into the mines and I got down to level 40 and stuff 40, like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it said get to level 40. I thought that'd be the end, and then it was like get to the bottom. I was like, oh, for goodness sake, this is far down. So because your time runs out so fast, and like so you get up at 6. I water my plants, and then I look at the TV station, see if my luck is in, and if it is, then I'll go down the mine.
I'm so using that sentence as the intro to this week's show.
But why?
You'll know when you listen to it back. It was just.
I don't listen. That's the thing. So.
I'll play you this bit in the morning. You'll love it.
Okay. So I go down there and beat up some bats with my stick and stuff.
Hang about. Might have to use that one.
You're annoying.
This game's full of them.
But I just don't know how to make money, and it annoys me because I want
Yeah.
to buy stuff. So
you gotta buy some presents, and you gotta go wooing some people around town, haven't you?
Well, yeah, because like you get quests, and I've done the quest, and now my quest is get the purple shorts. It's the mayor's.
Oh, the shot! I wouldn't worry about that right now. That is.
They're in a woman's room.
Yeah.
That you're not friends with. And
Yeah, but
like,
I wouldn't worry about that right now.
So I've done that. I've been to the community centre. I've started doing some of them weird quests
stuff
that they want. Yeah, and I just, it's just a bit hard. I think I might start again.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's a really deep hole that you can go down with that game. But basically, just from what you look at it, and you go, it seems quite a simple, like Harvest Moon sort of game where you're farming your crops and selling stuff on and what have you, and building a farm. But then there's so much more to it. It's insane how much stuff is into that game. Which, on the looks of it, just seems like a simple game.
But I think that's where I played. I went back to the Division because they updated it.
Oh yeah.
There's different tiers now. So when you start the game, if you've gone past level 30, there's like level 30 plus, if you know what I mean. So you can go on different tiers that match your level. So you're not going against people who are level 15 in game. So that's quite good that they've sorted that out. I can't even remember what it's called. Survival was the DLC that they brought out. That is frightening, like real frightening on your own, because you're called up. It's like in game. They go, there's a mission. We need to go to this area and pick up some material that they've got. That the helicopter's going down, and you need to go and find it. And on your way there, you are shut down. And the area is infected. Everywhere is infected. And basically, when you're shut down, you are knocked out. You're on the floor. I guess you wake up and get to a safe room, and then you start. And basically, all you have is the clothes you were wearing when you were on the. So you have none of your stuff with you. You basically have what you were wearing and a handgun. And in your safe room, there will be some items, so medication, because you need to take medication to stop the infection because you have it now. So you have to be careful about that because you will die if you don't take meds. You also have to find different clothes and make clothes because you're in the middle of a blizzard. So not only is it infected area, you're in a blizzard and you have no clothes, so you have to go find them and make them. When you go outside, it's either PvP or PvE. So PvP is player on player, isn't it?
Yep.
So basically, you shoot each other. So if you see each other in the world, you basically shoot each other, which is it's mean, and I don't like, because you're all there for the same objective, but you want to win. So it's weird. So I didn't like that. I played the PvE one, and that was a bit better because you're against the world then, and I could get on board with that. I didn't last long. I played 3 rounds, and I just found it very scary.
Yeah.
And
so, yeah.
Not something I want to do. It just like it made me feel bad, and I didn't want to feel that. Now I can see how this would be fun if you were playing with your friends and you were trying to find each other in the world, but playing on your own in this horrible world, because like you're out, you have to just go. You have to get to a certain area and find what you need to find, but there's a lot of area to cover, and you have to basically run from like barrel fires and run to each them because the cold will get you and you will die from the cold. So you have to warm up in places, and it's just so many things that you've got to do for this one thing. So I'm just going to stick with the base game and get on, because I like the base game. It's fine. It's fun. Like, because now, like, when I last played it, none of the when you were going to objectives. None of them were working when you tried to matchmake, and that's my head in. And now they do work, and they're quite fast to get into a game. So people are still playing this. People are going back because they've fixed it a bit. I still won't go and visit the Dark Zone because again, that scares me.
I can imagine the only people in there now are the like pro class players that are hanging out in there just killing people off for fun.
So I don't go there, but I like the game. It's a good little game. It came out about this time last year, so
yeah, it's about a year old.
It's good. I played some more Far Cry Primal. I started it again just to get into it, and then I went back to my old save and just played from where I was going. It's a nice game. It's just you with a bow and arrow just doing your thing, and it's great. I played most of DSX again.
Really?
Yeah, I like that game. The Mankind Divided, because I've played it once, I played it again, but now I know what I'm doing. I'm using different powers and just finding it fun. I like it so much. I really enjoy it. I need to find a few quid to get the DLC because that will be fun to play. And I think that is it. Yes, that has been my few weeks. Because I got a Pro, so all my games can just sit on the hard drive and I don't have to get rid of anything.
Good.
Yeah, and now the new update will support external hard.
External, yeah, I did shoot it
so
today.
I can get more storage for stuff because I do like stuff.
Yep, definitely worth doing.
But that's been me for 3 weeks or whatever it's been.
Splendid.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Jolly good.
Any more?
Right. I'm doing 4 in February this year.
Never
once
heard of
again. Yeah. So I am challenging myself to finish 4 games in February. What I'm going with right now, as it stands, these might change. They might throw a Telltale game in there if it just starts going to pot at some point, because I can rattle the Telltale game off quite easily. I'm going to finish Doom, which I am about 6 hours in. So I reckon I'm about halfway through that game. So I reckon I can finish that game. I'm going to aim to finish Hitman, which I've been playing a little bit this week, and they've got 1 level to finish. Now that might not seem like a lot, but these levels can take a while to finish if they're quite difficult. The last level is quite difficult from what I can gather. I'm going to aim to finish The Last Guardian. I reckon I'm about 5 hours into that game, and I know it can be done between like 6 and 8 hours. So I'm going to aim to finish that one as well. I'm not going to try and finish Final Fantasy, by the way, because that seems insane. I couldn't finish that in the.
You probably could. It's not that long.
It's not that long. How long did you play it for, Sheepdog?
30 hours.
30 hours.
Maybe a bit longer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and play that as well as these, though, as well, Sheepdog. I'm gonna try and play Final Fantasy at the same time as finishing these games.
When I completed that one game, I thought, could I try and complete 3 more? It is the 3rd of Feb. Most of the month's already gone.
Yeah. The last game I'm going to try and finish is Rise of the Tomb Raider. I bought it again just before Christmas, I think, and I think I'm about 6 hours into that as well. So I found myself I'm getting into about halfway through most of these games and stopping. So I'm going to try and finish them 4 games. Like I say, it might change. There might be a Telltale game thrown in there if I get towards the back end of the month and I'm not looking like I'm going to finish it. Anyone else wants to do that, hit me up on Twitter or whatever, and tell me what you're going to be attempting to finish.
Anna, are you not brave enough to try this?
I don't have 4 games that I could physically finish.
You're at the end of Final Fantasy. You're playing a game at the moment. You've got Resident Evil.
Yeah, but I have no desire to go back to them, and because I don't really have the time sometimes, because in the day I can't play because
I suppose you're right.
Rue is now aware of lots of things, so I can't really do any of them games in the evening, and I won't spend my evenings with that other person that lives here.
Ew.
Sometimes. Because a lot of new stuff has come out on Netflix that I want to watch, so that takes up lots of time. Like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, the Santa Mesa Diet or whatever it's called, that looks fun. I just want to watch a lot of stuff, and I just want this month to go so fast. I'm so looking forward to Horizon. I cannot wait for that game. People don't understand how much I want to play that game. And then 2 weeks after that, we've got Mass Effect. Like, oh my God, March is looking great.
Mm.
Can we just put that out there? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yeah, I do have a bit of a, not a rant, but just a bit of an annoyance that I shop a lot with Shop 2. I bought my PlayStation 4 from them, and because I shop from them, I got a bit of a discount of all games I buy for the next year. So I pre-ordered Horizon and Mass Effect, and then I thought, right, well, I'll not pay, but I'll put my details in for when they come out. They'll just take the money. They take the money there and then, but it says, oh, we won't charge you now. But then they do, and I don't understand maybe I got the wording wrong, but if you go on, because you've got your pre-order list, and then it'll just say, like, you pay, and I'm not quite sure, but their wording made it sound like that you didn't need, you could put your details in, but you didn't have to pay there and then. It was a bit like Amazon, like they'll take the money when the game is out. So I went through one of them to pay for one of the games, and they took the money there and then. So just be aware when you're with Shop 2, just to reread their instructions, because obviously I couldn't go back. I had paid for it by then, so I thought I'd just leave it. I don't want to mess around with it because I do want my game. But just read when you put your stuff in, because it makes it sound like you're not paying. You're just putting in your details for them to take the money when the game comes out. So I was a bit annoyed that I paid that for March when it was still January. So that annoyed me. But it's paid for now, so I don't have to think about it. But if you do, just like I said, if you go in with Shop 2 and you don't have the money in your account, just be aware that they do take the money there and then. And I'm not a fan of that kind of paying. I don't want to pay so far in advance that I could go elsewhere in that time and find it cheaper. So, yeah, that annoyed me a little bit. But March is 27 days away to this game, so I'll just wait and grin and bear it. Carry on, Kevin or Steve or Pab.
Well, has anyone else got any more games to talk about, or can I slam a jingle in here?
Slam away.
Oh, it feels like a long time since I've asked this question, but presumably by now we have all seen Doctor Strange.
No.
Yep. If you'd listened to last week, you'd have heard my discussion on it.
Pab. A, I'm not going to listen to last week. And B,
I told him.
And B, there was rules that you were supposed to follow.
I told him I gave this lecture with you all the way. Yeah. I told him off when he revealed it. I said, if he wants to pass his probation,
he's done.
Rules.
No, he's done. Where's Angry John? Get him on. Actually, no. Pab, you're all right. You're all right.
Don't do that.
I don't want to get shouted at by an angry man. So, ignoring that then, because Pab's ruined that fun for everybody. Has anyone seen any motion pictures in the last 7 days?
Did I mention? Oh no, I did. I think last week actually, I watched. Oh bloody hell! What's that book Kev likes about the army guy? Reach Around. That's the one.
Yeah, Jack Reach Around.
Did you say Reach Around?
Yeah.
Have you seen his new film?
I've never seen any of the films. I can't bring myself to watch a film where a man who's supposed to be 6'5" and built like The Rock is played by Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't great. I'm further into Peep Show. So many things in Peep Show. I mean, on TV, are we? Yeah.
No.
But either way, that's what I've been doing. And everything in that happens quicker than I thought it did. I thought that he got married in like season 8, and I'm on season 3 or 4, and he's just got married and then done a runner. And it's like, yeah, Peep Show's odd. Back to films.
I see. Pab, Anna, have you seen any films?
I haven't.
No.
No.
I'm sure we've watched a film, Anna, but I haven't written anything down. So we'll move on to TV. I wonder if anyone's seen Peep Show.
Yeah, I have, funnily enough. Many hours of it. I'm on season 5 tonight once I've finished this podcast and this last glass of wine. Yeah, it's very good. Also, all of the DC Arrowverse coolness is back on my telly box, and I'm loving that. It's been very good.
I'm only 1.5 episodes back into all that now. Sky Go, I have a complaint about you, Sky Go. Up until today, it's not let me watch any of these on catch-up. It keeps saying, not currently available, despite Supergirl being back on Monday. So I've had to wait until this evening to be able to start watching them. So I've seen Supergirl, and I've seen the first half of The Flash, and that's it so far. So I'm very upset that I'm being forced even further behind by that rascal of an app that is Sky Go. It's troubling me.
They are becoming more in line with the Arrow comics, I believe. That's like, it seems to be an effort of what they're doing, which is interesting.
So he's becoming a social justice warrior.
So's your face. I meant character-wise, like Black Canary.
Okay. Interesting.
What else happened? I'm not going to spoil it, obviously. The Flash is awesome. Supergirl seems to have got away from being social justice warrior-ish. Have you? How far are you on that? Because there was an episode where somebody told this guy to take a day off, and he said something like global warming never takes a day off, and that's the first time I've ever been annoyed at anything that Supergirl's ever done as a program.
I don't remember that happening. I've watched the first episode back after the mid-season break, the one where they go to the slave planet thing.
Oh, I thought that was great. That seems to be bringing in a little bit of me's wondering whether they've got plans afoot to start doing some sort of spacey related stuff, because she's just gone to another planet randomly, and now there's races involved that they've obviously had to design from the comics and stuff. They can't just keep having a jaunt off into space, so maybe they're going to have some sort of space related show later on. I don't know.
Perhaps there'll be an alien invasion in her universe. Now we've had one in the Arrow universe. Perhaps she'll have
I realised
an
as
alien
well.
invasion.
Mid suggestion there, I realised that Legends of Tomorrow are basically flying through space and time all the time. So, yeah. But either way, it'd be cool if they decided to go down that route and do another big show. Legends of Tomorrow has been really good. I love the Legion of Doom.
I've heard rather worrying reports that Rip Hunter's back, though. Not that I've seen it.
Rip Hunter isn't back. The actor that plays Rip Hunter is back.
But, that's the problem. I don't like him.
No, but it's been interesting because where it left off last episode, they were talking about something. And I'd been saying to my wife, have you noticed how it feels like all the characters have been given a tune-up? They've all had a slight change to them, like White Canary's the leader, and she just seems to act less of a wang. And, I mean, everyone has just had a bit of a wangectomy and is acting a bit more likeable. And there was something they were doing with Rip Hunter's brain, and they were just kind of like... So, I mean, it's not really a spoiler to say that when he comes back into it, he's not Rip Hunter. He doesn't remember anything about being Rip Hunter. But a character is looking at his brain and his memories, and they say something like, I'm going to fix some of the flaws or something like that. I'm going to tweak his mind. And I thought, here we go. This is where they basically reinvent a very badly made character and make him less of a knob. So I'm hoping for good things because he's not really been front and center. He's not been able to annoy so far, but I'm thinking hopefully they'll completely rebuild his character and give him a backseat. Maybe make him just a bit of a knowledge person, a reference tool, and that'll be it.
Splendid. Any more telly? Anna, you've been watching. You've been putting all sorts of new episodes of telly on. That's
Yes, but we can't get halfway through them because you're like, not acceptable.
Sounds like
Don't turn them off.
right.
That's because you put one on that was all vomity and sweary.
The vomit was fine. I thought that was hilarious.
Yes,
Yes, the language was not.
What was that
It was a
program
bit salty.
called? A bit salty.
Santa something diet. It's got Drew Barrymore, and I am very looking forward to this one.
Oh, the
watch
zombie
it.
one.
Yes, no, vampire.
I thought they were zombies. They eat flesh.
These lot told me vampires, so I'm just going with vampires.
I know nothing. We were speculating based on the intro sequence. We've seen the first 4 minutes of it. It could well be zombies. At the moment, we've just seen a woman vomiting.
It was funny.
Yeah.
They're definitely zombies.
Well, the intro sequence looked like it was vampire-y. I believe they may well be zombies. I will allow it. But it
They're
looked
cannibals, I
vampire-y.
believe, actually.
Well, there you go then. It's not even a zombie. Crazy nothing.
I mean, I read about this. I thought it looked awesome, but I haven't got into it. Pab and I were chatting last week, and you just reminded me. So sorry to go on a bit of a tangent, but have you seen the adverts for the? It's not related to the films or the Arrow. It's not related to the DC cinematic universe or the Arrow universe, but it's the program about the. Is it an insurance company, Pab, or a research and development company?
Yes, I've watched it today.
Oh, is it out now?
Yeah, it aired yesterday in America.
Cool. I'll have to have a look for that then.
What on earth are you two talking about?
Yeah, we don't know.
It's called
Still
Powerless.
don't know.
It's called Powerless. It is a security branch of Wayne Tech who have challenged with a task of trying to provide like ordinary humans like preventatives from DC.
Yeah, stop them getting killed in the aftermath of like Superman's grand battles and stuff like that. So like they sell tools to keep people alive, and they're tasked.
based
It's Bruce
on
Wayne's
Bruce
cousin.
Yeah, Van Wayne, who's played by Alan Tudyk.
And it looks brilliant. It's a bit of a sitcom by the looks of it,
Yeah,
from what I understand. It's got the girl from High School Musical in it, trying to be an adult, Vanessa Hudgens. Everyone's been raving about it, and looking quickly on Wikipedia, only seems to have 4 episodes. Is that?
No, the first episode, only 1 episode that's aired right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's only been 4 made.
I don't know. I really don't know. I do not know, but based on that first episode, I won't get your hopes up.
Yeah, I just literally read a line. Sorry, that said
it's a sitcom, apparently, according to this.
Yeah, it's meant to be quite witty and funny, and a lot of it to me fell kind of flat. It was very average. I'll carry on watching it, but it to me it was just kind of meh.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about a sitcom set inside the DC universe.
It's meant to be like, to me...
and Vanessa Hudgens is 28 now. That's ridiculous. How did she end up 28 years old?
Crikey, that's got to be pretend, surely. That's a Hollywood age that she's done in reverse.
Herself.
Yeah, well, that's because she's trying to shake being a kid, isn't she?
I see.
What did it remind me of? It reminded me of something like, like maybe an Ugly Betty or a Kimmy Schmidt. Or
I thought it seemed a bit Kimmy Schmidt.
A little bit, but it's not as extreme as Kimmy Schmidt. And in the craziness that ensues in that. From that first episode, it just seemed very like maybe they're just trying to set things up, and maybe it will get better. I don't know, but it was just very average from what I saw. But who knows?
I mean, I'll wait and see, because I'm not going to rush out my way. Then if it's there's only 1 out, and
yeah,
probably want to watch a few of. Because I mean, we watched the first 2 episodes of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and I want to watch more, but Claire's a bit like, I don't know if I liked it.
Well, she's wrong. It's brilliant.
What?
She needs to like it. Just keep putting it on because it's good.
How many episodes does it need to get going, really?
About a quarter of an
They're
episode.
They're all
Yeah.
great.
Mm. I didn't think the pilot was very good. I thought episode 2 was all right.
Well, you are wrong, and your wife is wrong.
Exactly. It's very good. And she's written one of the songs for the Flash Supergirl crossover sing-along jobby.
Awesome. When's that due?
Must be soon. But
Can't wait.
I assume it'll be a foul-mouthed song like she uses in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
That'll amuse me even more.
She does put some words to music that, like, you think, what?
The important
Why?
thing is Anna said she now wants to watch the Flash Supergirl musical episode so that she can see that
good.
song. So this is
I
going to
don't,
be...
no. I only want to see the songs. I don't want to watch the episode.
Well, it's a musical episode. It'll all be songs. Loads of
We'll
songs.
see.
Songs left, right and centre.
I hope it lives up to the kind of its predecessors, like the Buffy musical and the Simpsons musical and stuff like that. There's not many musicals that have happened recently, is there, really?
It'll be splendid.
I'm sure it'll be great. I can't wait. I've been looking forward to this all season.
Any more TV before we move into Anna's favourite part of the show?
Nope, not for me.
Did I mention I've been watching Peep Show?
No.
We did. What did you think of Sherlock, Kevin?
Oh yes, that's right. I
Have
was
we
gonna
not
ask you
talked
this.
about this on the podcast yet?
No.
No, you've not been on.
You've been away.
Really? It was good.
Yeah.
It was all
Right,
right.
wrap it up then.
It's the best TV show that's ever been on TV. It was brilliantly written. Excellent stuff. And it was just awesome that it was Batman all the way through. And then they did the Batman bit at the end as well, just to make it really clear to anyone who didn't realise it was a Batman episode all the way through, that it was Batman. And it was awesome. Sherlock as Batman. I like it.
What?
The last episode of Sherlock was basically
Have I forgotten
Batman.
already?
It was all taken from Batman. It was brilliant. They even had the Joker in it.
Did they?
You need to re-watch that through a Batman lens. The first time
Maybe you're right, I
Moriarty
might need to
appears, he's basically playing the Joker. And they constantly have these little Batman and Robin moments between Sherlock and Watson. And then they just confirmed it at the end with the two of them running like Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Oh right, I see
Yeah.
what you mean. Yeah. That sounds right now. Yeah.
But it was
Okay, I was
awesome.
thinking. Yeah. It was very good.
It combined
That's
two
very-
of the greatest fictional characters in the universe. And now I think he should be the new Batman.
Oh no.
But not wear the cowl,
No.
just do it in his Sherlock costume. It'd be awesome.
You can't.
The
He's already
two-
been
the two-
in Marvel,
The
you
two
maniac.
finest detectives in the world. And that's nonsense because Deadpool had already been in a DC thing and
No, not in the proper universes established in...
Captain America's played
Stone.
two different Marvel characters. and
Yeah, but that's fine because it's in the same...
it wasn't. It was the not real Marvel and then real Marvel.
Oh, well, shut up then. We're talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the DC Cinematic
Of
Universe.
course you can cross over between the two.
No,
Yeah.
because then you can't have Marvel versus DC in like 10 years' time when they're all a
None
bit
of the
washed up.
current actors will still be doing those films in 10 years' time.
You wait and see. They'll bring Robert Downey Jr. out of hibernation or rehab. You know, it'll kick off. That's where it's all heading towards.
Will Smith's daughter will be Iron Man in 10 years' time.
What, Willow Smith?
Yeah.
Why?
Is that her name? That's amazing.
She'll be
Why didn't I-
Riri.
Daughter.
Because,
Steve,
Anna,
though.
if you were up to date with the comics, you'd know that Iron Man is now a girl.
What? Why?
Because Iron Man's like frozen in a box.
Yeah.
Why?
Because all the Marvel characters are girls now, pretty much.
Yeah, they basically
Yeah.
just.
They're all
um,
they're just trying to up the female and ethnic minority quota on all their characters.
It is bizarre. We had this conversation, didn't we, Pat?
We did,
Where
we
saying,
did, yeah.
It feels like Marvel is box ticking, whereas DC is just kind of alongside its awesomeness, just added more awesomeness, and it never
Getting on
occurred
with
to
it.
me. Yeah, until I was going on a mild rant with Pab, I suddenly thought, you know, Wonder Woman's getting a double story that's amazing. Batgirl's got a story going. There's Superwoman, I want to say. Is that what they call her? She had Lois Lane's got a good story going. They're adding in all these other new female characters in DC, and none of it seemed like they were meeting a quota or a box ticking or whatever. It just felt like they were building around the story and it was all normal. Whereas reading the Marvel ones, it's like, yeah, Thor's a woman now, and Captain Marvel's better than Captain America, and Iron Man's a woman as well now. And it's like, hang on,
don't
what?
forget Captain America's a black man now as well. It's not...
Oh yeah.
So he didn't go all the way. He didn't do the full Iron Man, but he went part way.
It just seems like an odd way to do it. Obviously, we're of a more social justice warrior ilk than the other way, but I just don't like tokenism. I remember when, I'm not going to get political or anything, but I remember some politicians saying that they wanted to make a law where, every job had to have 2 women apply for it. And it was like, well, that's not even workable. And it's just ridiculous. Like, do you know what I mean? There's just ways to fix things and there's ways to make things mental. And Marvel have taken the mental route when, there's plenty of options like what we've done in real life. We've just tried to encourage more girls to learn about things like IT and technology and, and do it from the ground up, which is, again, what DC are doing. They're adding characters in with origin stories that fit the story. Like someone's been hit with radiation in Superman and suddenly they're a superpowered woman, or, there's Batwoman, isn't there, that's suddenly come into Batman with kind of a story of why she's involved and what's going on with her. And it doesn't feel convoluted. It doesn't feel like Bruce Wayne got hit by a bus and some lady picked up his suit and carried on from there. It's just she's got a legitimate reason to fight her own battle, and Bruce is kind of like, yeah, all right, yeah, you can appear on my roster of comics. Yeah, I think we've subtly got Anna involved in a comic debate there.
Apart from the fact she wasn't involved because you talked all the way through and then we talked a bit, and Anna she's playing a game. She's probably gone. Are you still there, Anna?
Yep, just playing a game.
Hey, are you going to say goodbye and let people know where they can find you on Twitter?
Yes, I am at Miss Lelujo on the Twitterverse. If you'd like to find me.
I'll find you when I'm finished the podcast. You'll probably still be in the house.
Hopefully.
Bye-bye, Anna.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Anna.
Bye-bye.
Bye. There we go. I've made a decision about comics over the last couple of weeks while I've not been on. And
Giving them up.
I've not given them up, but I've stopped buying the weekly ones.
Because, you come round to my way of thinking of you.
Because it got to one point a couple of weeks ago, I think it was when I was ill, that because I was reading a couple of the trades that I had lying around, and I've been working through a series on Marvel Unlimited as well, I spent, I don't even know how much I spent. I bought like 18 comics that week, and it got round to the next comic book day, and I'd read about 2 of them, and then another 15 or so turned up, and I was like 30 comics behind. And I just thought, goodness me, this is ridiculous. Cancelled all 60-odd subscriptions that I had. And I've now promised myself that I'm going to read the 8 or 9 series on Marvel Unlimited that I've got saved that I really want to read. I'm going to work through the 30 or so untouched trades and graphic novels that are across 2 shelves in a pile in my house. And once I'm done that in 2 years' time, then I'll reassess and decide if I want to buy some more stuff. But by then, everything that's coming out monthly now, that'll be in trade as well. I can just pick that up. So I'm going full-on Pab style.
Yeah,
so,
well done. There you go.
No more weekly stuff for me. Unless something really interesting comes out. I don't know how I'm going to be able to be completely strict with it with some stuff. But I'm going to try and get... The main thing is, I don't want to get superhero stuff constantly. I don't mind getting my indie stuff, the little image bits, the likes of Saga and Paper Girls and that kind of thing, Wicked and Divine. I'll perhaps still pick them up because there's not loads of them.
Doing like small bursts as well, aren't they? So you do like 6 issues at a time and then that's it.
What I don't need is 12 new Marvel DC superhero books hitting my iPad every week.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't believe I fell behind. I've kept on it for over a year. And being ill, and because I was ill and had more time, so I grabbed some books off the shelf. I ended up falling behind, and I've still not caught up with all them. I've got about 20 unread comics on my Comixology still, because I've been sat working through other stuff. So, silly old Kev. What I have been reading on Marvel Unlimited, which is the thing I've been most stuck into, is Immortal Iron Fist, the Matt Fraction and Ed Brubaker and David Aja run. So it's the same team, well, two of the same team that did the Hawkeye run, that I enjoyed so very much. And this is the first time Fraction and Aja worked together. And it's certainly got a little bit of the Hawkeye flavour to it. And what with Iron Fist about to emerge on Netflix as well, it seemed like the ideal time to have a little read of a bit of Iron Fist. I'd never read any of it before, apart from in Power Man and Iron Fist, which has been going on for like the last 6 months or so, which has been a cool series, but it's very, very different for that. And you can certainly see the seeds being sown for this sort of style that they were going to use for the Hawkeye books. It's not quite as snarky and irreverent as Hawkeye is in places, but it's a cool book, and if you've got a Marvel Unlimited subscription, it's well worth checking out. Also on Marvel Unlimited, I've started working my way through the Spider-Women crossover that happened last year. So I'm only part way through that at the moment, but I'd never read any Silk, and I read the first Silk issue as part of the crossover and thought, whoa, okay, going all the way back. I'm reading this from the beginning. This is brilliant. And that's my new favourite thing at the moment. Silk is brilliant. How have I not read this before? You need to be more assertive with me, young man, and tell me what I should be reading.
Yeah, I don't like to push you in a direction, but I did. When I first got on Marvel Limited, I read Spider-Gwen and Silk pretty much like hand in hand. And
yeah, well, that's basically what I'm doing now, reading the 3 different series that all tie into that.
Spider-Woman is pretty cool as well. I don't mind Jessica Drew, is it?
Yeah. So I've just gone all the way back to the beginning of all of them. So I've not even got to I've read like the first issue of Spider-Women and thought, right, now going all the way back with all 3 of these, and I'm just working through them now. And to round off my attack on Marvel, I also finally read the Squirrel Girl Beats Up the Marvel Universe book that we all picked up last year, and it just sat on my shelf, and I read that. And that was rather good as well. I enjoyed it rather a lot.
I haven't finished that. I got like...
It's heavy going. It's wordy. And with the little bits at the bottom as well, it takes ages.
Because I've got it upstairs. I mean, it is a logistics problem for me. It's by my bed. So I'll open it up, read, say, 4 pages. But like you say, reading the bottom bits as well. By the time I'm 4 pages in, I think, I'm really tired now. I want to go to sleep. I need to bring it downstairs and read it in a morning when I'm wide awake. And I'll have it done in no time. But... it is fun. It's just
it does have the digital code in the back, so you could always download it onto your iPad and read it on there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's tucked away in the back of the book.
I think I'll just finish the book. Is that one use only? Shall I put it up on Twitter for someone to use?
Yeah. If you put it on Twitter, anyone could download it and read the book as well.
Anyone and everyone, or just
anyone who's got a Marvel account? It would just be one use, but
all right, okay, that's what I wanted to verify.
First come, first served.
Yeah, I might do that then because I'm nice and I think people enjoy it.
I'm trying to spread so I didn't have to bend the spine of my book. So I took the code out the back, put the book back on the shelf, and read it on my iPad.
Do you know what's frustrating me loads about Squirrel Girl is no one will believe me that she's a great hero and it's a great series. I talk about her at work with my friends on like my WhatsApp group. Whenever comics come up, whenever we're talking about heroes or whatever, I like bringing it up now. I like bringing up Squirrel Girl because I know they all get annoyed with me and tell me to shut up and get out of the conversation.
Give one of them your digital code and make them read it. Give them a £20 graphic novel for free. They'll feel obliged to read it, and then you'll have an ally.
Sounds like a good idea. I might do that.
See, sorry, listeners, I've talked you out of a freebie. But let's face it, none of you are going to get it anyway. It would have been one of these snipers who wait for us to put codes up online. They'd have had it. Had it straight away.
Yeah, I think I would have. I'm not just putting codes up anymore after that last person just ended up being a code-grabbing arsehole. I'm just going to ask who wants it. And if I know them, I'll give it to them. If I don't know them, I'll verify who they are first.
ask them for a passport and driving license as per podcast regulations.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Check they've paid their fees.
The regulator would be all over us if we gave stuff away without taking your passport and driving license. Even if we just tried to get away with copies or photographs of them, I don't think we'd get away with it. We'd have to have the originals in the post.
Mm-hmm.
That goes for anyone listening. There's no passports coming in.
It's all right. No, I've been just getting them off people without them realising. I've got a mate at the passport office. I'll give him a list. If I know you're subscribed to the show, I can tell. Name goes on the list. They send me a copy of your passport. I've got them all. I could basically be anybody if I wanted to. Cut the picture out, stick it on.
No one with hair.
Well, yeah, but bald people all look the same, don't they? It's like you and beardy glasses people.
You have both a beard and glasses, so you're saying we look alike?
No, because I'm handsome.
Because you've never committed to glasses or a full beard that includes a moustache. That's your problem. You just got the chin, you just got the chin strap and trying to pretend they're not real glasses.
To be fair, knowing you means that when I go to buy glasses, I can't possibly go for the thicker rimmed ones because it looks like I'm just trying to emulate your glasses style. So I have to go for the ones that aren't them. And this is what
Ericsson glasses.
Yeah, so I'm kind of stuck. I mean, mine aren't Sven ones anymore because I've got a frame all the way around them. I didn't know that it was frowned upon in the glasses community when I bought a frameless pair. But I can't ask them to thicken the frame too far, or it just looks like I'm ripping off your image. I don't really want to be.
Invent beard and glasses. King of the hipsters over here. What have you two been reading anyway? I've talked at length about my comic books.
I've. Do you know what? I've been flitting between so many things. I'm up to speed on The Flash, but I'm a bit concerned that The Flash hasn't really featured in The Flash in the past 2 or 3 comics. It's been more about Wally West, the new Wally West, not the Teen Titans Wally West. I've caught up on Teen Titans, I've caught up on Batman, although it goes into Batwoman, which if you read it, you get to the end of it and it's like, why not read Batwoman in her new comic? And I thought, well, I'm not just going to go and buy that. And
that's written by Marguerite Bennett, so that will be superb.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't think that because I was thinking, oh, I'm not reading a girl comic. I just thought, you cheeky swines, you've just sewn her into this story, pulled the thread through, and then you've gone off in a different direction with it while continuing to sew Batman. And I'm not falling for it. I'll get it later. I've just been catching up on a lot of them. Robin, and I was reading Teen Titans, and I quite enjoyed that. Is that intended for adults? Because I know the cartoon isn't.
I think so.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I've been watching the cartoon with my daughter on and off, and it's a little bit more mature than that, but not that much more mature. And I'm quite liking Damien as Robin. I thought he was a bit of a knob, but there's his name in it, the kid one.
Yeah, that's what he's supposed to be. He is.
I like his arrogance because he is just genius. Maybe that's it. Maybe when I first read it, I thought, what an arrogant little twerp. And now I'm just used to him. I think he's brilliant. I mean, on DC Legends, the game, he's coming up as a character to unlock in a day and a half. And I'm well looking forward to getting him in my team because I just think, he's brilliant. And
we've got Super Sons on the way. If it's not already out, now I don't get my weekly fix.
Is that John Kent and...
and Damien.
I wondered about that. Awesome. Okay, that's brilliant. I can't wait to start reading that.
It's the same one that's going to be in the new game. And the new Arkham game that's supposed to be that's rumoured to be coming out.
I'm not aware of the new Arkham game.
Yeah, there's a new Arkham game being made by the Warner Bros. Montreal team. And it is based on Damian Wayne. From what I've read, all the rumours. So.
Oh, don't you hate marketing? 8 secrets you're not supposed to know. That's what this stupid site. So it does say it's not it's not known exactly what they're doing, but in the big picture at the top, it's got a crossover the words Batman and then the R for Robin.
Who knows?
mm,
Who knows? It's supposed to, it's like I say, that's just what rumours are going around at the minute that they're working on an Arkham.
Yeah,
Arkham
Damian
game.
Wayne is the new hero, apparently. Which fits in with the ending of Dark Knight, where it's called.
Suppose, yeah.
I loved that game. It really bugs me that they wrecked it with the car for other people because it didn't bother me. But you know, and I might only be assuming people didn't like it because Kev didn't like it. But that game had a really, really, really good story that I feel was just a bit ballsed up by the fact that people like Kev couldn't drive the car.
Didn't enjoy driving the car.
Couldn't drive the car.
Didn't enjoy it.
Oh, Nightwing is back, but he's bald. That's one for me. Apparently, they're making a Suicide Squad game as well.
No, that got cancelled.
Oh, good, because
That got cancelled. I think they put the brakes on it after the film came out, and everyone went, "This is garbage." Oh, cut that, scrap that one.
It was an excellent film.
It wasn't, mate.
Yeah,
honestly,
you're a numbnut. Yeah.
like it was okay. I was entertained, and I will watch Suicide Squad 2 if they make one or something like that. But I didn't. Yeah,
It made Batman and Superman look pretty good for me.
See, I'm concerned that Batman hasn't been good as a film since since The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Rises is Oscar material compared to the recent ones.
Yeah, but that still doesn't make it good. It wasn't good.
No, it was all right.
Yeah, exactly. It was just all right. So, I mean, we'll probably do a Batman reboot that's actually worth watching.
Yeah, with Benedict Cumberbatch as Batman.
I hate the suit in the what's his name, Batman, the one from Batman versus Superman. That horrible Hulkbuster suit is just too chunky.
That was so he could fight Superman.
As I say, it was based on the comic book suit, wasn't it?
It looks horrible.
But that's in the Dark Knight Returns comic book.
I don't care.
And he has the big tank in that as well.
Mm.
And he rides a horse.
Anyway,
Pab, what have you been reading?
You know, and you haven't listened to my recent goings on, have you?
I haven't listened to any of this.
You've not listened to anything, have you?
No.
So I'm going to tell you now, books to get or put on wish lists. Sugar and Spike, Metahuman Investigations. I mentioned this last week.
You did remind me off air in the daytime, and I'll get on top of this.
Perhaps you should just send us both a copy as a gift.
Yeah.
I will,
I asked my wife to buy me a present 2 weeks ago, and I still haven't got it. Maybe you should tell her to get me this.
I will. Yeah, okay. We'll look into it. Have you heard of Girl Over Paris?
No.
No, one that's quite good. I mentioned it last week. Yeah. Yeah, you know about it. They're two books.
I've heard of it before. Kev, have you? I was trying to figure out where I'd heard of this because Pab was talking about it last week. Sorry to interrupt, Pab. Are you sure you haven't heard of this?
I don't think I have. Who writes it or draws it or anything to do with it?
It is from the writer of Patsy Walker, aka Hellcat.
It doesn't sound familiar then.
It's based on someone's novels. So it's like this is what disappointed me a little bit. Is that the story is basically a third part of a set of like novels, but it's done by a comic book writer. Basically, made it to a comic book.
Okay.
So there's two novels ahead of this book, and there is some minor references to stuff in the start of this, and I'm going, I don't know where the rest of this is. But then I realised it's in an actual book, and I'm not reading the actual book. It's got off pictures of it.
You just look at the pictures, don't you?
Exactly, basically, just from that. But I still enjoyed it nevertheless. And Girl of Paris is a really good book, and so is Sugar and Spike, that is a must for you, Kev. That is genuine. You need to look into that one. I'll message you them, both of you, later on.
I look forward to receiving my gift copy of it from you. Thank you.
Last week, have you read The Vision yet?
No, Volume 2 arrived about a week ago, so I've got them both sat there ready to read. They're next on my list.
I read the first volume and didn't really. I think it was overhyped.
Well, you're bound to be wrong.
I might be wrong, and then you might find a way to talk me into it. But it really, for me, last week I was like, I don't really get this. It just wasn't really. I don't know. It wasn't really rubbing me the right way. To it just. Oh, no, I don't know. I'll carry on. I'll get the other one.
I've enjoyed everything else Tom King has written, so I'm sure I'm going to like this.
Maybe I'm just. I don't know. I've rushed it, to be fair. So, what I've actually read this week is Batman Private Case book, which is by Paul Dini. Which, as you know, is someone I like to read of.
You've mentioned him once or twice on occasion.
Yeah, I do like. I found him superb to read. This is just basically, I think 6 single issues, just like one-off stories, just to go through. And it's like I say, it's a private case book because it's like 6 different like stories that run through the book of like they don't really connect or anything. Like it's just like. But I like what I like about he does is he brings these random characters in that just you don't like D-list villains like Scarface. How many times you see Scarface? I don't see Scarface that much. He's only Paul Dini that I see Scarface in. I don't know if he's in anything else. Or Mad Hatter. He's in a lot of his stuff. Zatanna's in a lot of his stuff as well. He does a lot of Zatanna stuff with Batman. Ra's al Ghul. And he's really entertaining. I find myself just reading these books really quickly. Just these single issues, you just rattle them off, and then you're done, and then you do another one, another one, another one. And I think they're really cool. I think they're sort of like, because he is one of the creators of the animated series, isn't he? Paul Dini. I think it's very similar to that. You know, like just a single issue and done. You know, single issue story. I think that's what I quite like about it. That I can just do one, get on with it. I've not got to follow a massive story. If I can put it down, I can come back to it in a month's time and then just get on with it. There's no massive arc I've got to follow. I just really like it. The art in it is really cool as well. I think I picked this up in the Forbidden Planet sale over Christmas. I think that was a £5 for that book. So I'm getting some bargains. The other book I've read today alone. I've read a whole trade paperback today alone. The Chronos Files Time Trial. You've not heard of this, have you, Kev? No. This was in the back. This was a part issue in Girl Over Paris. There's probably half of the first issue is in the back of that book, saying, "Yeah, here's another book that Jet City Comics do. Have a look at this." And I was that intrigued by it. I went and ordered the actual full book, and it's all right. It's not as good as Girl Over Paris. Its basic premise is this girl who has like a time traveling family, and she has a time traveling like amulet that she wears, and she just wants to get on with her life. But then someone from her father's past turns up and sets her on these series of trials based through time. It's all right, but it just kind of just ends, and you're like, I was kind of expecting more. Expected to go somewhere. It just ends abruptly, and I'm like, is that it? Is that it? And I don't think there's anything after this. It just ends. I'm like, well, okay, fair enough. That's that then. And I just kind of left a bit disappointed in the end. It's all right. It's not bad, to be fair. And I might look into some more of these Jet City comics. I don't know who they are. Jet City comics are the ones who published Girl Over Paris and got me into this. And I don't know who they are. They're an independent firm. They got loads of different books. I've never heard of them. Had to order them online. I couldn't find them in Forbidden Planet when I went into Manchester the other week. I went in looking round, and I was like, I'm not going to ask them. I don't ask for things. I just look round, and if I can't find it, I walk out, which is what I did. And I ordered it all online. So it's all right. And that is all I've read this week. In recent weeks, I've been reading like 15 issues of a comic book, or I read 3 books last week, a whole 15-issue series the week before. It's insane how much I'm reading at the minute. But I've not read as much this week, unfortunately. But yeah, I will recommend them books to you offline later on.
Oh, that's awfully good of you. I shall investigate them.
Yep, good to do.
Splendid. Well, have we got anything else then? Any more business to address, or do we need to depart?
I've got about 2 inches of wine left if you want to keep this going until I finish that.
We've gone through on the show all the events and stuff we've got booked in for this year, haven't we?
Yes. I've realised why everything's so expensive for Comic Con.
Why don't you recap?
Why is everything so expensive for Comic-Con? I'm confused.
Because it's bank holiday weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's why
Really hard to down wine. I'm going to stop.
It's it's bank holiday weekend.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, oh, that's why all the hotels are really expensive
Yeah.
and train tickets are suddenly stupid money.
You want to get
Well,
your folks to move to Essex
I
and
haven't
then
even
look
looked
at
at the
theirs.
train tickets yet.
Yeah, I won't be going first class this time. I'll tell you how much.
I will be. Can't
I
travel
can't
holiday
afford.
class.
It's like 40 quid regular class or 125 quid first class. I cannot justify it.
Seems
I
reasonable
cannot
to me.
justify it. That is not reasonable.
Are you going to go for the full 3 days?
Not for May, because I'm at work on the Friday.
Ah, right, okay. No, the reason I just kind of, judging by the last one, I was kind of like, I definitely filled all the days, but I was kind of like, did I do much of value? I reckon I could be more efficient and get that done in 2 or not one day. I wouldn't do it in one.
I shall definitely be doing the full 3 days in October, but it's just this time can't because of stupid work.
Yeah.
I have been. Did I tell you about the Snorlax costume I basically designed in the run up to the October one, but never actually pulled the trigger
I
on?
believe you mentioned it once or twice.
Yeah, I'm tempted to do that, but again, it depends on
get
how
on it
much
now.
my colleagues goad me into it.
I'll goad you
'Cause
into it a little bit.
It was pretty spectacular. When I showed them the pieces I'd put together, they were like, "Yeah, that'd be epic," but it won't be practical when I'm trying to waddle around the show.
Practical schmactical. What do you want practical for?
I don't know. Just don't want
Yeah,
to.
people get out of the way for you. That's the thing. It'd be all right.
Yeah, to be fair, I could attack people and just say it's not my fault. I'm a genuine Snorlax and you startled me.
Fair enough.
Splendid. Well, let's wrap things up then. Are you aware, boys and girls, that you can follow us on Twitter at MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
You can also get involved on Facebook at facebook.com/MatureGamerPodcast, and probably some other stuff too that I can't remember. No website at the moment, apparently, although that might be fixed in the near future.
Yeah, Kev doesn't want to pay for it, but he's happy for me to.
Well, yeah, I've paid for it for the last 5 years, you monstrosity.
I've paid for the hosting for the past 5 years, you son of a gun.
And you don't want to pay for that either.
Well, no, I shouldn't have to. We have free hosting for the bloody files and
Yeah,
the show.
and now I've got free website hosting as well. Everyone wins. You get free podcast hosting, I get free website hosting. No
If
one has
anybody
anything to
out there
complain about.
has a way for us to host a site for nothing, it
Yeah,
would
get
be splendid.
Sheepdog to do it. That's what I did.
No, but I mean,
We
there must
don't
be
need
ways.
a website. Websites are for losers.
I quite like having an email address that isn't a Hotmail or Gmail one, so that I can look legitimate when I'm talking to people about how we're the biggest show in the UK.
I never use my email address.
Yeah, you don't, because you rely on me to get you all the games and tickets and stuff.
I sort all the tickets, you lying turd.
Oh, I sort my own tickets using that email. I get all those tickets to those events that I go to that you don't come with me on. All the premieres and everything.
Also, don't forget to check out Kev's YouTube channel. It's at lelujo.fm, because that links you to both the channels then. So we'll do it the snazzy way now. lelujo.fm. That's my new website. And I've got, if you want to email me, it's kev@lelujo.fm. I've got a personalised email address on there, Sheepdog. It's great. I can email companies with it and look legit.
I watched your video earlier where you were going around churches and stuff. You've got all religious, haven't you?
Yeah, I love a church. Yeah. You might notice I don't go in them because I'm still afraid I'll catch fire.
Yeah. You didn't catch fire that time we've been in a couple of them together. I swore in one next to you.
You swore at a nun on the way out of a cathedral.
That's what I was referring to, but yeah.
It wasn't just mild swearing either. Several C-bombs at a nun on the way out of the cathedral.
No way. Okay.
Yeah.
All on film as well, but he wouldn't let me release it.
I was a teacher at the time. I don't care so much now.
Right, I'm digging out the footage.
The interests of people's children at heart.
I don't think you were a teacher at the time. I think you were still just a hobo student. Or else we wouldn't have been able to be at the cathedral on a weekday.
I'm certain that we were there because we were training to be teachers.
At the cathedral, as you do.
Yeah, of course.
Interesting.
I finished a bottle of wine now, by the way, so we can.
In that case, see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Thanks for listening, folks. Bye bye.